Oh, the sounds of the farm.
You just like to collect them?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome.
because you can work on them.
Stephen Fisher of Farnham, Nebraska isn't a farmer, but he loves the equipment.
They're picking corn.
This is your cornfield. You just save this little spot for them to run this on?
I guess.
Farmers have been growing corn in Nebraska for a long time. And the Oberg family, well, they've been farmers for well over 100 years.
My grandparents' farm. They bought this in 1922.
The ears of corn are better at listening than talking, but oh, the people and the equipment of days gone by, boy, do they have stories to
I
tell.
remember when I was a little boy, my dad picked all his corn with a corn picker like that.
Never did really run this kind of stuff, but I was around it when my dad did. So
It's probably a little quicker to do it the way you do it now.
yeah, he used to do it by hand.
Oh, really? Like with horses or just?
Horse in the wagon. That's the way he growed up.
Like the new stuff, you can't just work on the new stuff. You don't need a bunch of computers. All you need is a crescent wrench and a set of wrenches, and you can fix most problems.
And even though Stephen was born long after the days of horse-drawn equipment and the early machinery, he is keeping the past alive with his hobby.
It's really kind of enjoyable, actually. It's a nice day. I actually haven't used that corn picker too much since I bought it, but it's a lot of fun just to get stuff out and see it work and get it shined up and get the metal working and just make everything work like it's supposed to.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
This equipment from the 1950s.
Nice to preserve this old equipment and let them see it go to the junkyard.
It may not be easy, but for Stephen, it's a labor of
Fix all
love.
the oil leaks first. If you want to fix those, and that takes a little longer, a little more time. If you just want to throw a coat of paint on it, you can do that too. But it's better if you sandblast them and clean them all up. And yeah, you really need to sandblast them.
Make them look pretty.
Well, because if you don't sandblast them, then the paint won't stick. It'll just peel off. That tractor, that H right there, was my grandpa's tractor. And I bought it when they finalized the estate. And I remember when my brother and I was kids, that was the pit pump tractor. So we would always go help Grandpa move the reuse pit around here and there and everywhere. Well, then I bought it and I wanted to restore it because it did not look like it does now at all. I have pictures and it was not near that nice. So I bought that. Well, then a guy had that corn picker over at Eustis. That corn picker was for sale and I wanted it. So I bought the corn picker for $500. Well, after I bought the corn picker, then I had to buy the tractor to put the corn picker on because we didn't have a tractor for it at that time. Well, we did, but it needed some help. So then I bought the corn tractor and then the corn picker and then the tractor. Well, then you had to buy the wagon because you need a wagon to pull behind it. So then I bought the wagon. Well, then if you got a corn picker and a wagon to pull a corn picker around with, then you need a corn sheller. And about the time I turned off the seat, it stopped. And I went, what in the world? And this one was kind of designed, you could do it how we're doing it, but what it was really designed for was they used to put it all in corn cribs And then like 1 or 2 people around the area would have one of these, and they'd go, and there would be another elevator on the back that would go under the corn crib, and then you would just set it up and turn on the drag on the back, and it would pull it into the sheller. You gotta think optimistically, Ed. Okay. I've been telling people all year long, if I can get my optimism and my reality to meet even somewhere in the middle, I'll be golden. It's not how the year's gone. We'll see. We'll see. We haven't got the corn picker or the corn sheller actually running yet. I mean, it runs, but I actually haven't ran any corn through it yet. And it actually kind of broke a little bit this morning. So it'll still work, but the part that takes the corn cobs away from it, that shaft broke this morning.
Always breaking down. Very true. When I look at technology like that corn picker and these full types, and where we're at today technology-wise, machine-wise, and the types they've grown, and it's just amazing to me almost.
One point, all of this stuff was state of the art. I mean, at one point, that was a Cadillac right there, because it has shucking rolls that'll take the shucks off the ears, like the very early corn pickers. They didn't take the shucks off the ears. That one has got rollers that'll take the shucks off the ears, and it's got a couple fans that'll blow it out a little bit. And that was state of the art back in the 50s. You were a big deal if you had a 2-row mounted corn picker. That was a big deal.
Just on the horse-drawn equipment to the old tractor.
And while a day like this day may be nostalgic for farmers Ed and Roger Oberg, it's certainly a far cry from what they're doing today.
With the combine and grain carts and stuff.
A lot quicker than this.
Oh yeah, we'd been done.
20 minutes maybe.
Yeah, well, they got, 3 machines going here, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we'd have been done.
But this young man's hobby can certainly help us all appreciate progress.
Run in here and it shells the corn off the cob, and then the cobs go out the side, the shucks go out out here.
Oh, and the joy when everything works as it should.
I was making sure it was gonna work.
My dad used to do stuff like this, so when he farmed.
So when you were a little boy, did you bounce around looking at this stuff?
Oh yeah. I don't know. It's really changed in my lifetime.
A beautiful sight of harvest in the air and dreams of the past coming into the future with one man's hobby. Reporting from just outside of Farnham, I'm Melanie Standiford, Midwest Media.